Good day from wherever you are hearing the sound of my voice. My name is Dr. Janet Fashakin. I am an attorney at law and I'm beaming to you from the United States of America. We are located in Jamaica, from wherever you are hearing the sound of my voice. I come to you this afternoon to discuss, like I always do, some ways in which you can bring your family members or yourself to the United States of America. But today, I want to discuss how you can bring your fiancé to the United States of America. And that presupposes that you have a legal stay here in America. If you have a legal stay here in America and the love of your life, the person that you want to live the rest of your life with is abroad, you can bring the person here, and I am going to discuss what exactly the visa is called. It's called a fiancé visa. Fiancé because you are still in love with each other, you have not been married, but you intend to get married at some point. And that point is defined by the visa that you are going to be given. Once you get that visa and you enter into the United States of America, you have certain number of days within which you have to get married. Again, my name is Janet Fashakin. I'm the CEO and the senior attorney for Fashakin and Associate PC Law Firm in United States of America. Let's start with what a fiancé visa is. Fiancé visa is also called a K1 visa, and it is issued to a fiancé of a United States citizen. It grants an immigrant lawful entry into the country to marry the U.S. citizen petitioner. The eligibility requirements, the fees, and the time limits apply, and you will need to know them before filing for the visa. How does the visa work? Since you are not married to this person, so how can you bring somebody that you are not married to, and how will they know that you will eventually marry the person? Well, simple. Let's just go through it. A United States citizen who wishes to bring a foreign fiancé into the country to get married will need to petition for that fiancé. And like I said, that's what you call fiancé visa. And the first step is to file the appropriate form, which is to petition for your alien fiancé. If your fiancé is granted this visa, you must get married within 90 days of their entry to the United States of America. If you marry your fiancé within 90 days of being admitted to the US, the next step is to sponsor your spouse for a permanent resident card. It's fast, it's easy, and it's also, permanent resident card is also what is generally known as the green card. This will allow your spouse to live and work in the United States of America and eventually become a citizen of the United States of America. Now, who is eligible to file for a fiancé visa? A citizen who has a person that he wants to marry outside of the United States of America. If your fiancé is within the United States of America and you are in love, you don't need a fiancé visa. Just go ahead and get married and file for and sponsor your spouse's green card. That is straightforward and is easy enough. However, the fiancé visa will allow you to bring your fiancé to the United States of America. And you have some eligibility requirements that you must meet. And that includes that you have to be a US citizen. I keep repeating that. Green card holder cannot do it. And then you also must have some income, because when you bring your spouse in, you don't want them to become a public charge. And then you must have the freedom to get married. What do I mean by that? that none of you has an entanglement. If you have been married before, that means you must have been properly divorced from your spouse, or you are a widow, or you are single. It's either of or of those things. And when I say free to marry, some people claim to have been divorced. They cannot track their divorce papers. Some people claim to have been divorced. They still live with the person they think they are divorced from. Some people believe that because they are not legally married, they can just go ahead and do what they want. No. If you have held yourself out as husband and wife in your country, and you have been living together, and they can ask your neighbor as to who is the wife or who is the husband of this person, and they can point to the partner you are living with. Yes, you are married. So you must look for a way in which to disentangle yourself before you can go ahead. And also, the person that you intend to marry now, you must have met that person physically. You must have been within the same confine within the last 2 years. You will need supporting documents to prove the legitimacy of your relationship, and that will include the photographs that you took with one another, the photograph that both of you took with others. Because when you are husband and wife, you are not just husband and wife without any association with others. So it might be photographs of when you were in church together, or you went for a ceremony, or you were in a park, wherever you are. At least you have some other people with you in your photographs other than the ones that you took with yourselves. Then you must be able to obtain letters of reference of people who will claim to have known that you guys were in love or adventure, those who witness your engagement in areas where they do engagement. And then your wedding plans must have been in place, because you remember, as soon as you come in, within 90 days of your entering United States of America, you must get married. You will also need to provide a signed statement declaring your intention to get married within those 90 days of your fiancé arriving. Somebody may want to ask me about same-sex couples. Well, same-sex marriages are legal, have been legalized in the United States of America since the U.S. Supreme Court voided all state bans as far back as June 2015. I think June 26, 2015. So whether or not your fiancé's country of origin allows same-sex marriage, U.S. fiancé visas are available to same-sex marriage. So who cannot apply for a fiancé visa? Who is not eligible? Because it's not everyone that will qualify for a fiancé visa. You are not eligible to apply for a fiancé visa if the sponsoring spouse is a green card holder. You gotta wait until you become a citizen. And if your fiancé lives in the United States of America, you don't need a fiancé visa. Or if the two of you are already married, you don't need a fiancé visa. And also, if you plan to get married in your fiancé's home country, like you travel from America, you go back to your home country, Ghana, Nigeria, Australia, England, wherever, you cannot get a fiancé visa. You have to now be applying for a marriage visa. Okay, because now you're talking of your spouse abroad. Now, there are three main steps to securing a fiancé visa for legal entry into the United States. You have to file the appropriate form. That's the first step. Once that one is approved, then you have to file the consulate form, which is DS 160, and then you have to get ready for in-person interview. Each step requires specific documentation. If there is not enough information to make a decision, you will receive a request for evidence, which they call RFE, request for evidence. Those who have received it would have understood what I'm talking about. Now, the first step that we're talking about to obtaining a fiancé visa is to fill the fiancé visa form with U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services. Now, this form validates your relationship and eligibility for a fiancé visa. Now, be sure to include evidence such as proof of your uh, husband or wife's citizenship, which may be the birth certificate, the naturalization certificate, or the citizenship certificate. You got to put one of it. A copy of the foreign fiance's passport is also necessary. Whichever country your foreign fiancé is from, you need the passport that is current. Then you need photographs that you guys have taken over a period of time as people who are in love, as a proof of your relationship, and evidence of an in-person meeting in the last 2 years. Where did you meet? When you went, which house did you stay in? Which hotel? You stay in uncle's house, or you have a house of. You got to be able to show that evidence that you were together, and it was the purpose of love, that you were in love. Also, a written statement from both parties stating your intent to marry within 90 days. Then a passport style photograph of both of you that you took with a plain background, no scarf, no mask, because some people used to forget and they put their mask as if it's a beard. So it has to be behind a plain surface, and you face the camera as you take it. There are people specialized in taking immigration passports, and you can use your own camera, take it to where you can print it, and tell them you want to print passport photos. Now, the consulate form or the consulate step, that one is an online non-immigrant visa application on the State Department's website. So you don't need to leave your place of abode. And the form applies to this fiancé visa. Now, the following documents are required at this stage. You need 2 passport style photographs. You need the foreign fiancé's birth certificate, the proof of the foreign fiancé's valid passport, a sealed medical exam form. You have to go and do immigration medical exam. There are doctors who specialize in that. Then you need a police clearance certificate that is less than 6 months old. Why do you need a police clearance? To show that you are not a criminal from where you are coming from. America does not like criminals. Okay, so you get a police clearance, they will do your fingerprinting. So if you have been committing crime all about the place and they have been fingerprinting you, that may be a disqualification. Then you need a copy of the first form, the immigrant form that you filed, and the entire packet of your first application. And then you also need the most recent tax returns. That for both of you. I mean, if you are there and you are working, you need to pay your taxes. That's an evidence of a good person, good citizenship. And then the U.S. citizens form I-134 affidavit of support. Now, there is a fee that you have to pay, and the fee can change from time to time, but I think currently it is $265. You pay it online. And then last of the step is your marriage interview. The next step towards obtaining a fiancé visa is the interview that is conducted by the U.S. Department of State. The foreign fiancé will be notified of the date, the time, and the U.S. Embassy in your home country that you will attend the interview. The U.S. Department of State will provide a list of documents to bring to the interview. Now, after your fiancé visa is issued, that means your application has been accepted, and then you have to be ready to travel, ready to enter the United States of America. Congratulations. And the visa is valid for up to 6 months. After the date it is issued, you must get married within 90 days or the visa will become null and void. What it means is that once it's approved, you have within 6 months to leave and enter the United States of America. And once you enter the United States of America, you have to get married to your sponsor within 90 days, 3 months. After getting married, then you may apply for a green card by filing the appropriate form. The request, uh, what is it now? Okay, that allows you to file for green card, which you call a permanent resident card. And with that one, you'll be able to get your work permit may have even be given to you before you get the green card. You may also have had the opportunity to travel, which is called parole. So once you get married and you have a parole, you are free. You may want to travel back to where you came from. That's fine, and then come back. But once you get your green card, you can travel freely, but not stay more than 6 months at a time. Once you travel. Now, how long does it take to get a fiancé visa? In the past, we were able to predict. Currently, since after the COVID, it's been difficult to predict anything about immigrants, the filing, the time it takes. But from start to finish, it can take about 1 year. If everything goes well, you supply whatever they ask you, it may take up to 1 year. But like I said, there may be it may take longer because of errors, conflicting information, or missing documents resulting in a request for evidence. And all this may delay the application process. But if everything goes kosher, it can take up to 5 weeks for your form, the consulate form that you fill online. And then the USCIS may take up to 10 months to process your initial form application, and then it may be another 6 weeks before the immigration sends an interview request at your nearest US embassy or consulate. Your petition for a fiancé visa may be approved as soon as your interview is complete or soon after. If they don't give you that day, soon after that, you'll be able to get the results. As to the cost, I would say you can spend up to between 2,000 to 5,000. It depends on who is filing it for you, or whether you are doing it for yourself, or whether it's a form processor that is doing it for you. But in order not to shoot yourself in the foot, you need to get an experienced attorney. So you're not going back and forth and wasting money, wasting time, getting yourself frustrated unnecessarily because you are cutting corners. You are cutting corners when you don't go to an experienced attorney. Now, let's talk about if you have children before you get married to this other person, can those children benefit? Meaning the children are not the children of your intending spouse, your fiancé. Yes, because it will be treated as a step relationship with your children. Or married children under age 21 can accompany you. I mean, you coming from your home country to come and join a US citizen fiancé, and you can travel on that. Your children can travel on your fiancé visa. The only requirement is that they be legally recognized as your children. Children of an early fiancé may enter the US on a K2 visa as well. And the children eligibility include the children have been parented together. You know, those who have children before marriage, the children are yours regardless, and they can be sponsored by your US citizen spouse. And then the children may have been also from a previous relationship, it doesn't matter. And then the children may also, but if I have also been born out of wedlock, it means little. They may also have been adopted. But in America, children are children. There are no illegitimate children. You may have illegitimate relationship, but you don't have illegitimate children. Children have a right to their parents without being labeled. So you can also file I say the children can come on your visa, but you can also file a concurrent form for them. At the time that you file your own, you can also file for them. And in your original application, you must be sure that you put the names of those children. If you don't put them, you cannot come back later and say, I have children. When those children are not newborns, they've been in existence, and you forgot to put their name, you know, they will not be able to benefit from what you have found. The question sometimes arise, and I think I've answered it, but let me, my clients have asked that, what of if you don't get married when you get to the United States of America within the 90-day period? If for whatever reason you do not get married to your fiancé within the allotted 90-day period, your fiancé will need to leave the country immediately when the visa expires. You remember I said the visa to enter can be up to 6 months. As soon as that 6 months is about to expire and you are the foreign spouse, please begin to leave. And you have to leave with any dependents that you come into the country with, except those dependents are the children of your U.S. citizen fiancé. If they are his children, yes, he can go ahead and file directly for his children. And I think in one occasion, they have granted the stepchildren as well, while they deny the parents. A fiancé visa cannot be extended beyond the 90 days, nor can it be renewed. So don't even think about it. A foreign national who enters the US on this visa cannot convert it to another visa. So you are better off going ahead to get married. They also cannot obtain a green card through marriage after marrying anyone other than their approved US citizen sponsor. So don't have it at the back of your mind that once you get to JFK, you're going to abscond, you will go and marry another person. You will not be able to use that visa that you came in with. That visa is only good for the person that sponsored you. So maybe if you don't like him anymore or like her anymore, it would be better to go back and then you find another person refile rather than start on the wrong footing of the immigration start looking for you in order to get you out of the country. I hope this has been clear enough. Again, my name is Janet Fashakin. I am an attorney at law and I'm the senior attorney for Fashakin and Associate PC in New York, USA. We have been in practice for well over 2 decades, and immigration is a huge part of our practice. As a matter of fact, we are an award-winning law firm. I am also an award-winning attorney in this area. And so we come with years of experience. And so if you have any doubt in the immigration filing, feel free to contact us. My number is 646-261-6030. You can also email me at janetfashlaw@aol.com. And you can also WhatsApp me at the same number, the +1 646 261 6030. We are here, we are available to take your call and to explain to you whatever you don't know. And also, peradventure, you have problems with what you have filed before, you can get a second opinion from us. We give second opinion to people, and that will help you to know which way to go rather than to get stranded. And I say it all the time, there is no reason to get stranded in the United States of America. There are so many ways to skin a cat. Even if you come into the country without a visa, for which will not entitle you to anything, there is a clause in the law that allows you to take advantage of certain areas of the law to get your stay here. America is a very wonderful country, and the Statute of Liberty beckons to you, whether you are being oppressed, you are being harassed, you are being chastised, you are being people are running after you, or you are running after something, you can come in, but make sure that you come in through the legal means, and make sure that when you come in, you do the right thing. You are not here to commit any crime, and so that's what it is. And then you can enjoy the good of the land if you stay focused and you stay true and you stay in love of the United States of America. America loves you too. Thank you very much. And until I come your way again, stay cool, stay calm. Whatever it is, problems don't last. And for as long as you stay focused, as you talk to the right person, the right law firm, you will always smile at whatever storm you will be going through now. Thank you and have a good day. Bye now.